All right, we're in the match. Let's see what killer we're going to pull out here for Fidora. Do we see a second Twins game already? But they can't use Twins again. We do not. We've got a nurse. And so, this is such a good map for Corrupt Intervention usually too. Because you just don't have to worry about half the map for a couple minutes. And that's basically the setup it looks like Whistler's got. So Whistler did not play killer for the team in game 1, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get this music out of here. Stay. A song called Stay. And as soon as she says stay, I turn her off. Story of my life. So it's a different killer, but now Whistler's got to run to the opposite side of the map. So we don't know where anybody is just yet. Hey, this is one of those rare games. We'll take a peek at the survivors' perspectives. See what's going on. Dead player kind of taking it slow. Everybody taking it slow. So, trying to wait out that Corrupt Intervention. It's already halfway gone, and we've gotten no pressure with it. And that's such a huge advantage that the survivors can do it. Because you've got to think about that, right? If you can make that happen, and nothing happens, nobody gets hurt, there's no progress on a generator, just nothing happens anywhere. To an extent, the killer's now down a perk completely. But something does happen, as Nia does get caught out. True King Max does get hit just a bit here, but that will also alert the rest of the survivors to where they're at. And it was a really good play by Whistler to just turn around like that. Didn't over blink. Nia went for that, you know, double back, and it just didn't work out there. So Whistler puts a point on the board for Fidora super quickly. But that's also the downside of the patience, right? Is now that they were so patient, there's no progress on any generators. And so while they've got a hook, they've made no progress anywhere. And we'll see how Whistler wants to play. Really keeping an eye on it. We did see Fidora camp a hook earlier on Team Lift. So we might see that again, but maybe not. As some extension coming out here, and Belkastans gets nailed by the nurse. And double back starts to help. Maybe not so much, though, as Meg now goes down as well. So another down for Whistler. The unhook has already come through on the Nia, so they've got that in their pocket. But there's got to be such little generator progress made right now, I'm thinking. And the hook comes through very quickly for Fidora as well. So quick start for Fidora here. 15 points up on the board for him. To Autistic again, he's got 10. And now Whistler probably heading in that direction of where we know the Nia was hooked at. A totem does get cleansed. Which one was it? The wrong one. It's Haunted Ground. And out of nowhere, the game's turned on its head, and Dead Player, who's just playing killer, cleanses a totem, gets Haunted Grounds, picked up right on a hook almost instantaneously. And that's so much pressure because now you can just blink back and forth between these two hooks, really, if you wanted to, if you're Whistler, and guarantee a second hook state. Haunted Grounds is, if I'm not mistaken, 60 seconds, and that's the exact amount of time that a hook state is. So you can guarantee Belka and Dead Player basically hit state 2 just from that totem being cleansed. And that's insane. And so now you wonder, what does Claudette and Nia do? But if Whistler just does what he's doing right now and just kind of hangs out right here and camps these two hooks, it's over. Some vision onto Nia. We'll bring him out, but let's see how long he pursues. He doesn't. And Belka did officially hit phase 2. We'll update the points there, so Fidora gets an extra point for that hook there. That player will get unhooked. Haunted Grounds is no longer active as well. So there should be an unhook. Oh, a miss. So Belka's still got plenty of time left in this hook. There's no need to rush this necessarily. But the pressure is now on Claudette. Tuzik? I guess we'll go Tuzik. He's taking him away. Barely misses that swing there, but it's just... Belka's still on that hook, holding on. It looks like maybe Camaraderie was used. Her hook timer's been paused for quite some time now, so it was a really good play to just buy even more time, where they don't necessarily have to worry about her dying super quickly. Maybe they can get some generator progress done, since they haven't gotten much just yet. The question is, they keep going back to the same generator almost. It should be a hit. It isn't. The rocket's in the way, though. So Tuzik is able to juke that one. It's going to start to head towards this hook again. Belka's timer has restarted. The hook... The hit does come through. I think this hook's just going to be traded, and it will be. So Tuzik does go down. Does she have borrowed time? They're not even going to check for it. Whistler's just going to go ahead and slap Tuzik right onto this hook here to put his point total at 18 points here. So it is 18 to 10. Still not a single generator done just yet for Autistic Gaming. They still have 5 left up on the board. And they're perseverating on completing this one generator, looks like. Meg is hurt and running away. If he gets Meg here, that's a really bad situation for the team. But that is Nia, that is not Meg. I promise I can see. That was a nice grab there. Chuzik does get off the hook with a deliverance because they're broken now. That generator in the back did blow up. Meg did heal. The generator in the back didn't blow up. That's Tinkerer as he jumps over to this right here and gets a hit for it. We can see it's Tinker because of the undetectable status effect still for a couple more seconds. Good play by Dead Play to avoid any issues there. It was able to take the one hit and run and kind of buy some time. But now the question becomes again for Whistler. Do you chase? Do you bait the hook? And you blink way too far away. A totem does get cleansed. What totem was that one? We did see Ruin. So that is actually all of the totems and perks now cleansed because we know all of the perks. We saw Corrupt. We know that Ruin was there. We saw Haunted Ground go off. And we saw Tinker go off. So we know all the 4 perks. 2 are gone. Never going to be used again. So Whistler got an early head start with it. That was super important. But maybe not going to be able to make so much use of it afterward since Tinker is the only thing he has active on Nurse. That being said, I can talk as much as I want to. There's still not a single generator completed here for Autistic Gaming. Lots of time being spent trying to get this ace down here. Dead Player really giving Whistler a run for his money. Looping a killer. Knowing how to play killer also helps with that. Now on the prowl still is Whistler looking for that. Sees more scratch marks. Just goes for this one over here. Tinker does go off yet again here. Can we get there? Yes, we can. Who is that? It looks like it's Nia. Nia takes off. Still running into the main building here. Double blink. A good double back from Nia, though. This time it didn't work out earlier, but it is this time. She's able to escape the pressure here, hiding and playing on the pallet. Nurse just walks up onto the rocks like they're not even there. Double blink. Misses that one, though. True King Max buying a lot of time, but still not a generator done yet for Autistic Gaming. They've got to get on those and get them done. Nia is just buying so much time. True King Max is doing as much as they possibly can. Blink a little too far that time. Holds onto it. Good, down to double blink for less fatigue here. And this should be it right here. And it is. Wait a minute. Is it somebody different? Were there 2 people back there this whole time? Or am I just insane? Tinker has popped twice now. So the good news is that with all that time bought by Tuzik, there are a lot of progress being made on generators. The problem is it's so close and Nurse can just jump across the map like that with that mobility. There is one on the other side of the map that has got a lot of progress on it as well, though. Will this take her down to Nia? I think it will. That's True King Max. I could have sworn he was chasing True King Max earlier. Generator does get popped. That's huge. This generator is almost done, but it isn't done just yet. But that first generator does get done. We'll kick this one, so it's going to regress nice and slow, but it's still something for maybe looking to hook the Nia, and that is going to be the plan here. I don't think I gave the point for the Claudette, so I'm going to give the 2 points right here. Actually, we have a 3rd point there because that is a dead Nia as well, so it's going to be 21 points here currently for Fidora. Autistic Gaming got their generator done, so let's go ahead and get to that point. So they're up to 12 here. But this game is slowly starting to, especially with a 3rd survivor, excuse me, only with 3 survivors now, this game is going to slowly start to slip away from Autistic Gaming, I think, unless they can make some progress extremely quickly. This generator, not where it needs to be just yet. Nice and close, though. That generator's got no progress on it. So blink through the map here. We do see scratches. Don't get that one, though. And this is Meg. This is Belkastan's hanging out over here. We haven't seen her in quite some time. Probably credited with getting one of those other generators, or that first generator done, or at least all the progress on this one. We did see right there at the end. 2nd generator gets completed. Belka's doing a good job trying to buy as much time as he can. Won't take the hit here either. So Autistic Gaming does increase her point to 14 now. So they are starting to try to claw their way back into this one. It's just a matter of can they do it fast enough. Oh, missed there. So that's not going to be enough there. Tuzik trying to make some progress on that generator, get that one done. Won't be able to get it. Tinker does go off on the other side of the map again. So the survivors are starting to pound through these generators here, which is huge. Whistler does get the hit, though. That was desperately needed right there, and he really needs to get this hook. Otherwise, it could turn it into a more rough of a game for him. Blinks the right way. Oh, it was so close. I thought he was going to blink the wrong way. Does end up getting the right blink there. That gen does get completed to bring up to 16, but this hook is going to bring it to 22. So this game is continuing to get closer, but that last generator gets done. So now it's 18 to 22. This game could absolutely go down to the wire here. Autistic does die, actually, so it's not 22, it's going to be 23. So this game, oh, it's going to be so close. So both the survivors have to get the generator done and get out to be able to win. If they don't do that, or if the killer, Whistler, gets one more point, the game is going to be over, and there's no way that Fidora. There's no way Fidora can get back in. The only way that they can get in is and have a chance here, is if they complete the generator and they both get out. That'll tie the game. That's the only thing that they can do. They cannot win, they can only tie. There are 2 generators over here. Let's take a peek where the survivors are, maybe. Dead player not on the gen because he's in the vicinity. Velka is not in the vicinity of the killer, but looking for that last generator. Can't find it just yet, though. Whistler just needs to hook one person, and the game will be won, and the first point of the match will go to Fidora. But just having issues finding somebody, and this generator was so close, it's such a painful thing when you're a survivor. Does actually spot out dead player here. So now he's going to go right on the dead player. Belka needs to be on that last generator and hopefully getting it done. But the problem is that oh, but Whistler's just going to camp this generator, huh? Oh, no, all 3 are over here. So this is what we were I didn't realize all 3 were over here. This is what I was talking about earlier. This map has such a strong potential to split the map completely in half. And so Whistler, playing this intelligently, can just sit right here and do nothing, and the game is basically absolutely impossible for the survivors. The only way to break this is if you have somebody right here like Belka is, and then you get dead player on the other side of the map, and then whoever the killer's after just plays it terribly, and you were able to loop them for just an insane amount of time. And I just don't see it happening. Belka running to the opposite side of the map, which is the right move and the right play, but not to go into the corner is not the right play. But dead player's got to be on that generator right now if he's not already. But Whistler, after getting that hit, can just tunnel down on this kill potentially. And he blinks twice, doesn't hit it, hits a tree instead. Now looking like he's going to go protect this generator instead of continue the chase on a Belka. And so now we have to see where dead player's at. Dead player started this gen in here. We did see a glimpse in the corner. Dead player going to get blinked on once, not a second time though. We'll let that blink timer recharge, and now the pressure is on. Now can Belka get to a better spot? But the thing is that if you let dead player run to the other side of the map, he can maybe heal Belka and they can come back together. But the problem is that Whistler's just got so much pressure right now because Belka can't even come to the opposite side of the map, and now the damage is there. So now they're both hurt. All that has to happen is one person get hooked and it's over. Belka missing right now, hopefully on a generator. Dead player looking for something. Can't find it, leaves. Now Whistler playing smart, going to go back and protect that generator. But if Belka and dead player can meet up and heal each other, they might have a chance. But this generator is no longer regressing, which means that somebody touched it. And Whistler knows that. Looking for Belka, going back to the generator probably to kick it. Belka and dead player, as terrible as it is, need to group up on the other side of the map and heal to have a chance. And this is one of those games that might not be as fun to watch, but this is just super, super well played by Whistler to put himself or themselves in this situation where they can just kind of not have to do much. And so we see dead player gets healed, and now the opposite for Belka on the opposite side of the map. No reason for Whistler to come over this way. They can heal. They're not doing anything. The generators are regressing. Whistler's starting to maybe venture this way a tiny bit. Not a whole bunch. Just kind of hanging out in the middle before again going back to his generators. He knows that they completed the healing of each other. And now it's just Belka's got to go to the farthest generator to the other one. And the dead player's got to go to the other one. And they've just got to pull off a miracle and try to we've got to see a looping play to have a chance. And again, in the rulebook, it does say meaningful progress does need to be made to have the game continue on and not kind of stop. This is absolutely meaningful progress by both teams here. This could be it, though. If this hit goes down, it's in a lot of trouble for Belka. Dead player, we did see scratch marks in the back, probably snuck onto that generator you're looking at to the left. But if Whistler just tunnels onto Meg here and is able to down Belka, they will secure themselves the first point here. trying to listen. There she is over there. Right? And Whistler playing it safe, going to Dead Player. Dead Player's got a lot of progress on this generator. Wow. And Whistler also knows that Belka was over here now. Or excuse me, that Dead Player was over here now because that generator does have that progress on it. He's going to get kicked. Not necessarily kicked, I suppose. Damaged. And Whistler's continuing to look for Dead Player. This generator over here has regressed from almost 90% to 0% almost at this point in time. It's so frustrating. It's so sad almost. Hi, Mark Boots. How are you? Good to see you, man. They do heal again, so they've got to be back again on the opposite side of the map. They're not over here. They're healing, silly. Oh, maybe inner strength, potentially. We don't know if they have it or not. Oh, there's a crow. So we do see Dead Player right here. Whistler going to go ahead and poke his head out a little bit for this one, but he's got to protect that generator because it has so much progress on it. This should be a hit. And it is. Dead Player takes the first hit here. So now it's on Belka to get on a generator. And it's on Dead Player to buy as much time as they can. I don't know if they're going to be able to or not. Doesn't get this blink here. I don't think it's going to happen here. Might get a blink here in a second or two to make it happen, though. Ace going back around the other way, going straight ahead. I don't know. This could be it right here. No, it's not. Good moves by Dead Player. I'm afraid to sneak off the camera to go see what Belka's doing right now and miss the down if it happens, or to continue to miss the down plays. I don't know. No, too far that way. And the generator's now hit 70% on the opposite side of the map. What does Whistler do? Whistler's going to go to protect the generator. Dead Player is able to get away from this one. Belka's got it almost there, but Belka has to leave the generator. Probably could have stayed on it for another second or two, but ends up leaving the generator here just to be safe. Her terror radius is revealed again now. This match is absolutely coming down to the wire. And if it weren't for Tinker, if it were any other perk in that spot for Whistler, I think this would be a much trickier game for Whistler at this point. Belka and Dead Player are playing this as bad as well as you can, but Belka is going to take a hit there for free, and so now they're both hurt. I would expect them to both, again, run to that opposite side of the map and heal up. Whistler, it's so hard for Whistler right now, because if he leaves this generator for a second, the Tinker, it's already above the 70%, so Tinker won't go off again until it regresses to a certain point. And so he's just got to stand here. And so he's got to win these chases, but Belka and Dead Player are doing such a good job at doing these loops and these chases here. It's incredible how well they and how long they've been able to stay in this game, basically. Let's check on them. They are healing, so the first heal does come out. And now this is where you can kind of do something a little bit weird if you're Whistler, right? You see the one heal, you know they've got to be over there. Do you go look just for a second? I guess Whistler doesn't. Maybe does not, chooses to kind of come back here and hang out. So we will see the full heal again from Belka and Dead Player. They will reset completely and head back towards this generator. And they've got this generator up so far. So now you wonder, do they continue to go to this one? Do they go to a different one again? Do they reset and switch to a different... It's such a tricky situation where there's no wrong answers. But all three of these players are trying their absolute best right now. Scratches on the wall here. Oh, and he blinked right onto Meg, but it wasn't. The reaction time wasn't enough. Meg was able to get away from that one. I think she had to sprint burst away from it, but that was still really good for her. She's trying to go to the opposite side of the map, so you can assume Dead Baby's over this way, and that's Dead Player, not Dead Baby. I'm thinking of twins. Good play by Whistler to recognize that that's what was going on to protect it. Picks the generator again, though. Dead Player hanging out still in this area, though, and so is Belka. Hanging out this way. Belka actually going to get on a different generator. Whistler not sure where anybody's at. Whistler checking lockers at this point now before protecting this generator. And actually does hear, you can barely hear that generator getting started. He's coming over this way, and it's Belka. But he can't chase that. Just going to pick it back down to 0% here before going back to this other generator again. Scratch marks from Ace. The pallet's going to come down. It's going to miss. That pallet's not there anymore, though. Will it be broken? That would be the right move by Whistler, just to break and continue to buy time. And this game of cat and mouse is just continuing to go on and on and on. Kick this generator, kick that generator, kick this generator, kick that generator, kick this generator. All three players absolutely need to be commended after this game. This is, with the situations that they are in, They are doing absolutely everything they can. You can make the argument that Whistler could like try to just tunnel onto a survivor, but they've already showed that they're good at, like, really good at looping. And he's playing this right. Misses that one there, though. Oh, it's unfortunate. Look. Oh, can we get this one? No, a little too far there. That generator back is at 70% again. But choosing maybe to ignore the generator here? No. Okay, that was scary. He's stuck on the inside of the wall. You can hear that generator isn't quite close enough yet, though. Yeah, it's not even got that third housing. But just... For those of you not in the NGG Discord, Whistler tabbed out of the game, went to the Discord into general, and said, "This is boring." There's some action. He gets a hit on a Belka. That gen back at 70%. If he tunnels, I think at this point maybe you just tunnel Belka. Go for this. I understand why he's protecting this generator, but I think that once you tunnel, if you tunnel, maybe he doesn't know the points at this point in time. But if, again, just to put it in perspective, if Whistler does not hook anybody, a generator gets completed and both the survivors escape, it is a tie. If Whistler hooks a survivor, Fidora wins. So, I mean, the reason this is happening is because both teams, one misstep and the game is over, and the set's over. And then it's a 1-0 for Fidora versus it being a, tie. You can even see Whistler and Dead Player talking to each other. Dead Player saying, "Come here," and Whistler saying, "No, thank you." We see Meg. We see Belka. Looking for a blink for Dead Player. Can't find it. This is free for Belka. Stops the regressing. Belka on the other generator, I would assume. Oh, that's such a misplay almost there from Whistler. Should have gotten that hit, but didn't. Got to go back to kick this generator. I would assume Meg's another one. She's about 30-40% here. He's going to go over that way. And I think the Dead Player just goes right back onto this generator here. And that's what's unfortunate, is this is just the plays just go back and forth. This generator's made some good progress, though. And she's going back and forth. I mean, Belkastans and Dead Player are playing this as well as they possibly could. I think it's on Whistler at this point to make a play. Because the only play that can be made by the survivors are making right now, but this could be detrimental here. That generator that the Meg Belkastans is near is at about 30 or 40%, and Ace is hurt, and he's about to get hit right here. And that's it. Oh, that was incredibly close. But that's the game now at this point. This survivor will get hooked at some point. Whistler will slap him up on the hook, and that is going to be point number 24 for Fidora, which puts this game, no matter how the rest of this goes, out of reach for Autistic Gaming. Points do not carry over, mind you. So, what I mean is both teams are going to have 0-0, so it's not like there's more points that are worth it or something like that. As this game has been won now by Fidora. So Fidora will go up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. But again, we saw it was a really close game with Fidora playing Survivor and Autistic playing Killer. And we've got another really good match on the opposite end of that spectrum now. So I would expect set 2 to be just as close as the set 1 has been so far. Meg will end up getting hit here. And she will end up dying on this hook here. We can see that from our hook tracker there. So that will be point number 26. Heading over to Fidora. Autistic Gaming currently sitting at 18. If they manage to complete the generator and then get out, it'll be at 21.5. So again, no matter what happens here, there is no way for Autistic to pull this one out. The hatch is right here. That's unfortunate. Whistler and Dead Player having a little bit of fun. I'm pretty sure the killer wins this battle, don't they, no matter what? Yeah, so close the hatch. And I think Ace is picking his hook. Maybe not. Dead Player waving him on. There it is. All right, we made it. So, very long game. The longest one we've played, or longest one we've seen by a long shot. But I truly do think Belka and Dead did everything that they possibly could. I don't know if there's anything else they could have done. On the opposite end of that coin, Whistler, he could have done more, I guess you could say, but he shouldn't have. What he did was perfect, and what the survivors did was perfect. I think it was a perfectly well-played game from Belka, Dead, and Whistler. I think it's just unfortunate that it ended up in that scenario where we were kind of waiting to see what would happen. But I think, in all honesty, super well played by those three. Super well played by both teams to go into this next game here. But Fidora does take the set 1, so they are up 1-0 in this game, best of 3 series. I'm going to reach out to Team Fidora right now to figure out what the story is in terms of if they want to play Killer or Survivor next. And then we'll float to some music here in just a second. And then we will come back to this this series.